This is the GRECELL H2400 portable power station. It kept my refrigerator cold through a storm and ran my camper's air conditioner long enough to cool the space down, all without gasoline, fumes, or drama. I look at this as a serious home and outdoor backup battery with real household power, not a pocket power bank. It is best for people who want quiet reliability during outages, campers who run more than lights and phones, and anyone who needs steady power for things like a continuous positive airway pressure machine or a work setup. I fit into a few of those categories, and I wanted something that I could trust to do heavy lifting without babysitting it. The design is all function. The casing feels tough and shrug off scuffs, and the two solid handles make it practical to reposition. It is heavy, around 55 pounds, so I would not carry it far, but lifting it from a garage shelf into a trunk is doable. Rubber feet keep it planted so it does not slide around when I push in plugs. The ports are grouped logically. Household alternating current outlets on one side, direct current and universal serial bus on the other. The labels are clear, and the power buttons for alternating current and direct current are separate, which means I can turn on only what I need. The liquid crystal display is large and bright enough to read in daylight. It shows remaining battery, input and output power, and an estimated hours remaining number that updates in real time as the load changes. At night, the display is a little bright in a dark room, which is worth noting if you plan to sleep near it. Setup was simple. Out of the box, I plugged the wall charging cable into a regular outlet and topped it off. From nearly empty to full took under 2 hours in my testing, which is impressive for a battery this size. It arrived with a bag of cables that actually matter, including a cable for charging in the car and an Anderson-style cable for solar or direct current gear, so I did not need to hunt for adapters. Using it is straightforward. Tap the main power, tap the alternating current or direct current buttons depending on what I am using, and the display confirms the outputs are live. There is no learning curve beyond paying attention to the wattage on whatever you are plugging in. Performance is what sold me. The GRECELL H2400 delivers 2,400 watts of continuous pure sine wave power with a surge headroom that let me start appliances with high inrush current, like a refrigerator compressor and a microwave. The battery capacity is in the ballpark where I can run a full-size refrigerator for a good chunk of a day, or a bunch of smaller devices for much longer. The important part is not the raw number on the box, it is that the power feels steady and clean. My desktop computer and monitors ran without a blink, no coil whine, no weird screen flicker. Power tools that usually trip small stations spun up confidently, and the internal fans only ramped when I pushed it close to its limits. Even then, the noise was a whoosh rather than a whine, quiet enough that I could carry on a conversation next to it. Real use is where it either earns trust or not. A summer thunderstorm took out power on my block, and I had the GRECELL connected as an uninterruptible power supply. I had the refrigerator, my modem and router, and a couple of lamps going. When the grid dropped, the switch to battery happened fast enough that nothing shut off. No beeps, no frantic scrambling. The fridge kept humming and the internet stayed up, which meant I could keep working. I watched the display's estimated time remaining tick down realistically as the compressor cycled on and off. That estimate is actually handy. It stops me from guessing and helps me decide whether to unplug something or keep it all on. On a camping trip, I ran a compact microwave to heat meals, charged a camera, 2 phones and an action camera, and used a small fan during the night. The station handled it all at once without breaking a sweat. I tried a portable air conditioner in the camper during a brutal afternoon. It did run it, and it cooled the space enough for a comfortable break. The trade-off is that high-draw gear eats capacity quickly, and watching the hours remaining update in real time is a good reminder that air conditioning is a luxury when you are off-grid. For me, it is worth it for a short cool-down window, then I switch back to lighter loads. I tested solar charging with a lower watt panel setup, and the maximum power point tracking controller did its job. Even under partly cloudy conditions, I saw it quickly lock onto the best input it could get and hold it. With stronger panels, you can push much faster solar charging. The brand quotes around 800 watts of solar input for a full charge in roughly 3 to 4 hours of strong sun. I did not have that much panel surface with me, so my times were longer, but the efficiency felt better than older stations I have used. In a car, charging is slow as expected, but as a top-up while driving to a site it is nice to have. For daily life, the ports cover what I actually use. The household outlets are full strength. The universal serial bus Type-C ports provide real 100-watt power delivery for laptops. My 15-inch laptop charged as fast as it does on its own brick. The standard universal serial bus ports support fast charging for phones and accessories. The 12-volt car-style socket ran a portable cooler without any drama. One small observation from testing headphones, tablets, and cameras at the same time. Charging directly from the universal serial bus ports is typically more efficient than running a laptop charger off an alternating current outlet just to charge a tablet. The display confirmed that, showing lower total draw for the same outcome. A specific scenario that mattered to me was overnight medical gear. I borrowed a continuous positive airway pressure machine to see how it would fare, with humidification set to moderate and the machine plugged into direct current through an adapter. I got a full night's sleep with plenty of capacity left in the morning for coffee and lights. I also tested a work-from-anywhere setup, with a laptop on a universal serial bus Type-C port, a monitor on an alternating current outlet, and my internet gear plugged in. It ran for hours and felt like being at home, just without the outlet anxiety. There are a few thoughtful features that make life easier. The uninterruptible power supply mode is the star for me. If the station is connected to the wall and your devices are plugged into it, it bridges outages with no fuss. That is the difference between a calm evening and a stressful one. Pass-through charging works, so I can charge the station while it powers devices. The display shows time to empty and time to full when charging, which takes the guesswork out. The battery chemistry is lithium iron phosphate, which is safer and lasts longer than older lithium-ion packs. The rating is more than 3,500 full cycles before it noticeably loses capacity. For something I expect to keep for years, that matters more than any flashy spec. It is not perfect. The weight is real, so plan on leaving it in a convenient spot rather than moving it constantly. The cooling fans are quiet most of the time, but under a sustained heavy load they spin up and you will hear them in a silent room. The solar panels are not included, which is normal for this category, but it is an extra step and you need to match the voltage range the station expects. The display, while excellent, does not dim quite as low as I would like at night. None of those are deal breakers, just things to be aware of. If you want something to keep phones topped up on a picnic, this is overkill. If you want a dependable, safe, and genuinely capable power source that can run a refrigerator, a microwave, a set of power tools, or a continuous positive airway pressure machine without fumes or noise, this fits. I reach for it for camping, backyard projects, and during storms at home because it feels like a real solution. It is big enough to matter, simple enough that anyone in the house can use it, and fast to recharge from the wall so it is ready again the same day. That is my time with the GRECELL H2400 portable power station. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment with your questions or what you want me to test next. Thank you for watching.